Welcome to episode 5 of the JB Open Exchange podcast. Today, I'm delighted to be joined with Jordan Burnett. Jordan Burnett has a great story. He has been an influencer boxing. He's recently signed for BKFC, Bare Knuckle. He runs events. He's an all-round ticketer, Jordan, and I'm delighted to have you on, Jordan.
Thanks, Jay, brother. Nice having me on.
It's great to sit down and have a chat.
Pleasure,
And you know, I know a lot of people watching will know you, but then there's a lot that won't know you.
100%.
And I've seen you, I've got to know you over the last few years, and I've seen your growth in the boxing game. You know, it's not always about professional boxing or amateur boxing. There's different levels of boxing. We were only talking about it to Tommy McCormick last week about, you know, there's always areas for certain people and people who don't have the amateur background and things like that. So, but before we get into all your boxing and that, again, I always do this with the guests. I like you to introduce yourself, who you are, where you grew up, and give everyone an insight to who you are, what you are, where you came from, family and stuff like that.
Yeah, so my name is Jordan Burnett. Obviously, I live in Finglas now. I didn't always grow up there. When I was younger, I lived in O'Devney Gardens, in the flats over there. My mum, my dad, I grew up there with my two little brothers. I think it was about 9 years of age. Then I moved over to Finglas there from O'Devney Gardens. Obviously, the flats were getting knocked down over there, Jay, so we moved to Finglas. I moved to Finglas, and obviously it was hard moving into a new area, trying to get to know people, and especially as a kid, I was growing up somewhere his whole life and then moving into Finglas, which was a bit of a mad place for me moving to, Jay, you know what I mean? So I joined school and all over there, and like when I was growing up around Finglas, like I never took to it well. I always got bullied and all like that in school when I was younger. Like had an awful time in school growing up. Very sick as a kid growing up. From when I was 9 till 16 years of age, I suffered very, very bad with depression and anxiety. I was in and out of the doctors all the time. They had me on ensures and stuff because I couldn't eat food. They had me on loads of stuff. I was seeing counsellors from when I was 13 years of age over the severe depression I was going through over being bullied in school. Then I grew up. When I was 16, I started secondary school. I started secondary school and I had other little brothers growing up. I kind of just snapped down my shell, Jay, and I started going down a very, very bad road. Not with it was with drugs, not doing them at this stage. I was getting involved in drugs and in crime and stuff like that, trying to obviously toughen myself up, make myself out to be this harder man than I was, because I didn't want my brothers growing up going through what I went through with being bullied and stuff like that. So I obviously started getting involved in stuff and being around the wrong people, and I started, you know what, the lifestyle I started being around the people I was around, I had to kind of man up and start. These were serious people and all at the time, and I started getting into a lot of trouble, a lot of fights, and like always fighting on the street, always fighting out. Had people there want me to fight for them and all over. They were forcing me to fight for them over shit they done. It was always all the lads I was around. So I was getting involved in all this, and then after a while, I started, because I was around this, surrounding myself with these people for so many years, Jay, and my background and my depression and all, I started slipping into drugs, doing drugs and taking drugs. I became an alcoholic and a drug addict from when I was 18 years of age till I was 23, Jay, and it was very, like, even looking back now at the times, it's hard for me to look back and like remember exactly how it was, but I just know it was a horrible, horrible few years, and I put a mask on and I just tried to hide it for years. But
was it like, you obviously said you suffered with depression and anxiety as a younger kid, the move to Finglas and things, and obviously probably didn't feel it. You probably didn't feel like you fitted in, and that was obviously what was going on and that. But at that time, when you're saying you were 16, 17 or whatever, and you start slipping down that road of getting involved in that, was that you were still in the depression, do you think? You were trying to cover over it?
Yeah, and I think then with me like covering with that then and start doing the drugs, I think then that made me feel more stronger than I was, and I was escaping with it then all the time.
And you were fitting in.
Yeah. And then like just doing the drugs, just because it made me feel so good to myself doing the drugs, I think that's how I became heavily addicted to cocaine and alcohol. And like I lost all them years, Jay, and I look back now, and do you know what? Like, it always upsets me when I look back.
Take a minute. There's no panic. Have some water as well.
Yeah, just when I look back, Jay, and just all them years I wasted, and from being around the wrong people, like now at this day and age, I don't be with anyone anymore, Jay. Be on my own, I do my own thing. I have me 2 girls, my girlfriend. That's all I need in my life now.
But look, you can see that, Jordan. Like, I mean, everyone has a background and everyone has a past. Some are good, some are bad, and that's just life. You know what I mean? What's happened is what's happened to one may not have happened to another, but that person could have a better life now than that actually does. You know what I mean? But
100%.
One thing I'd say to you is as well, be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
I only know you a few years, and I watch what you're doing, and I would say be proud.
Yeah.
Because what you said already, you know what I mean, it's powerful. And to think that you've come through that now, it's very easy for people at teenage years, we're talking 16, 17, 18, 19. You get involved, start dabbling on drugs. You think you're the lad because you're doing it.
And party stage, and it starts to come out normality for you. Then you know what I mean.
You know what? Because you've been through what you've been through with the, not fitting in, the bit of anxiety. Now you fit in.
Yeah.
So why would you not want to fit in again? And that's what you think, because in your little head, you're thinking, I fit in now. I'm in with the boys. I'm one of the boys now. Whereas 2-3 years ago, you weren't one of the boys, and it was beating you up inside. So again, that is an easy thing to happen. That probably happens to 70% of kids, especially growing up in areas like that where, they are tough areas, and if you don't fit in, you'll be let know that you don't fit in, you know 100%. What I mean? Did you play any sport or as a teenager?
I played a little bit of football. It was a few lads from around that we hung around with. We went up and joined the local team. We used to go up there just for more of a bit of crack, but I was never seriously involved in sports. Never done sports my whole life. Never done anything till 2 years ago. When my first fight was March 2 years ago. First ever time ever doing sports and getting involved in it properly. Do you know what I mean?
And when you come out of obviously you're a fresh young man now, and you're an athlete.
Thank God,
and that is exactly it. Thank God, because you could have went down a different road and you didn't, and that. The world's a better place because you didn't,
100%.
and I hope you know that.
Yeah,
because you do a lot of good, and we'll get on to that later on about your events and things like that. So, again, thank God, because as I said, you're one of the good ones. You know what I mean? Was it can you remember the time when you just said, I need to knock this on the head?
You know what? Still, until last year, proper. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This the last couple of months is when I've only kind of. I proper locked in and cut everyone off and been avoided everyone. Just I know my vision now. I know what I want, and for me to have to do that, I had to cut a lot of things off and a lot of people off, because as much as I was trying to get away from all this life and all, it's not even the lifestyles around. I'm away from that. It's being what lifestyle they're involved in, what they're around. What always brings me back to wanting to do drugs. Like I was in the Dick J, being around these people or some people. And then, it makes me want to turn back and do drugs if it's in my head and that. That's all. That's still one of the hardest things that plays with me now at the minute. Is trying to stay sober, Jay. You know what I mean? That's a battle every day for me. I went into last year. I was in a fucking fast and fingers there for a year. I was in I went to Cork there when I was 18 or 23, sorry Jay, because I was suicidal.
Was that when you decided to knock it on the head?
That's when I decided to knock it on the head. But when I came back, Jay, you're back in fingers, you're back around the same environment. I didn't escape it for that long, Jay, until I was back to square one. I met my girlfriend then when I was just 23, going 24. That's when I started trying to go on the straight and narrow. I just said, look, boys, I'm done with all this show seeing everybody. I need to settle down now. I'm fucking nearly 30 now, Jay. You know what I mean? I was like. Then a couple of months after I met her, my little brother passed away. She got pregnant actually, Jay, first, and we had the baby then.
After a couple of months?
After fucking 3 months. 3 months,
Well, look, you're still with the girl.
You're still with her,
so it's
have a second kid now, Jay,
and I'm sure that kid would have been one of the reasons why you said, 100%. I need to settle down. So again, that was a godsend.
Yeah, definitely.
That was given to you for a reason, you know what I mean? And that's again another thing that was shown, that was something that was going to bring you forward in your life. I
think it's one of the only things, Jay, was able to. So I'm not I was doing it for her, but then when the kid came along, I had the kid there to do it for as well. Yeah,
you had a reason then. You just said something about your brother there, and we all know that has been in the public news as well about what happened there, which is a disgrace. What happened, and my thoughts and sympathy to your family completely. It's heartbroken. It's heartbreaking to hear the story. I don't know how much you want to say about it, but again, at that age, you just come through a bad patch in your life. You now have got the girlfriend pregnant, and then obviously, your brother, what happened with your brother.
Yeah. So yeah, when we got me girlfriend pregnant 9 months later, Jay, she had the baby. Like a couple of months after the baby was born is when my little brother passed away. He took now it was before he passed away, Jay, he was having bad episodes in the house where he was taking bad asthma attacks, and at times me and my dad actually had to walk on him, give him CPR, and ambulance men were coming into the gaff, and like we were saving his life a couple of times, and he's in and out of ambulance all the time. Then there in March, he took a very bad asthma attack. I was out in my back garden in the log cabin. That's where I had the log cabin at my ma's back, and it was about 3 in the morning, probably later. I just heard everyone screaming my name. I'm in the boxers in the bed with my girlfriend, and the newborn. She was still a newborn baby, and I jumped up, and my jocks tried to run out my door. My door wouldn't open, Jay. The door didn't even have a lock on it. The door wouldn't open. I was pulling it. I fell to my knees crying because the door, my bed was up against the window, so I couldn't run to get out the window. Then I run back to the door. The handle opens. When I run up, they're all screaming, crying, saying he's dead. I run up, I'm walking on him, giving CPR. In the room again, my dad said, "Oh, it's having back bleeding." My dad thought I had him back bleeding, and he pours this black stuff came out of his mouth, and I knew then that Jay was dead. The ambulance man came in, they had him in the room for ages, they did, and I was asking him what the fuck's taking him so long to get him out into an ambulance, like, and then my dad was obviously, I wasn't allowed to go in an ambulance, my dad had to do that, and I had to sit in that room that morning with my 4 little brothers and tell them that my little brother was dead, Jay. That was the hardest part of my brother dying. Was having to sit my other brothers down and tell them that brother was dead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's heartbreaking, Jordan, and I know obviously, you know, it's unthinkable. Like, you have kids, and I have kids, and I'm sure a lot of people watching have kids, but I'm on the firm believing that no parent should ever have to bury a kid.
100%.
You know, it's something that should never happen, and you know, and the way it happened, and you know, leading up to it and all that, like what happened, like that shouldn't have happened. You know, the kid shouldn't have happened.
The thing is that like there a while ago we were in court, and we got a little bit of closure, still stuff going on, but it was down to medical misadventure from the hospital, from not giving him the right time and care that he needed when he was supposed to be provided with, because how bad his asthma was. And then they also changed the law in Ireland from my brother's death now, that kids with asthma have to be seen in a certain amount of time. So I was fighting for my brother for all them years after he died. We actually got laws in the country and all changed, which is going to save hundreds and thousands of other kids now going forward, you know what I mean? Which I'm proud of my family for doing. I'm proud of myself for all the podcasts I got to talk on, all the times I got to mention his name, and all the fucking everything I've done to carry his name since he died. Like, I'm proud that we done it, because we're going to save a lot of other kids through his name, you know what I mean?
1,000,000%. And like, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. And if you can take, which it sounds probably silly of me to say this, but if you can take a good from a bad situation, you didn't sit back, you didn't rest, you just fought. And I've seen it. I've seen the stuff that has been said, and I've watched this on some of the stuff, the documentary stuff that has been documented, and you know, you just fought. And as you just said there, because of your fighting and your family's fighting now, there is going to be kids saved, and that is brilliant. Like, that's another thing again. What I just said to you, you should be very proud of yourself for that as well. Not only yourself, obviously your family, but you were a part of it as well. You know,
100%. Things
things like that could easily have knocked you back massively, and I'm sure it did knock you back, but it could have set you back. And thank God it hasn't, because I'm sure your other little brothers look up to you as, you know, you're the man, Jordan, and that's it. Like, because you're out there, you're in the public eye, and you're boxing and all, and I'm sure they look up to you and they're proud of you, man.
Before I was even doing any of this, they all looked up to me like that. My little brothers always respect me like that. But you know what? Now they've seen what we went through years ago, Jay, when I was growing up and I was involved in doing drugs and all, and still loved me. But now they know how much I'm trying to change my life and what I'm about to do, and I can see how proud that.
Take your time, Jordan. There's no rush, me.
So see how proud I'm making all them now as well, and I can see that they're trying to come in the footsteps as well, because they know that I'm the best person to guide them and help them, Jay, you know what I mean?
Well, 100%, and that's what I said a few minutes ago, like, you are one of the good ones, and you need to know that yourself, and be confident in yourself, and like, these kids are looking up to you, you know what I mean, and what you're doing, which we're going to go on to anyway, about you're in. After all that went on, you could have went that way. Like, if you had went
back where I was, Jay,
if you had went that way, Jordan, no one would have ever said a word. Well, look at the fella. How could you blame him? You had to lose his brother, but you didn't. You put your head down. You focus. You've got your young family, which is you still have that young family. You still have your family. You didn't lose your family. You didn't go back down the road. You went the other way. You set yourself goals. You set yourself targets, and you got involved in influencer boxing.
Yeah, I got in. Before I got involved in that, like, it's only when I got involved in that, I used to always say little things to myself. I said, "My hands will heal what the world can't have to me, brother. Do it." I didn't want to fight with anybody, but I was saying, why does the world always sending me these things? Why is everything always sent to me bad? And then I started fighting. I was like, my hands will heal what the world can't. So I got in. I started fighting, Jay. Because you know what? When I started getting caught up in years ago, everybody used to know me for getting out, having a knock on the road and shaking hands after, and everyone around the area knew me for fighting, Jay. You know, because I got bullied all my life, so many years I sat there, Jay, people bullied me and I cried sitting on a chair. Came to a stage where I wouldn't let someone look at me bleeding crook. I didn't go around ever starting trouble, Jay. Never. I was very respectful. Yeah. I'd never have to get the first word in or say that, Jay. Just someone ever say that and put me down. Like, that was just it. That was the end of that. And like, everyone knew me for fighting, and I said, fuck it, I'm gonna had me own building company, Jay. Closed it down after me brother died. Thought, because got me and my dad doing a bit of work. Got my dad out, just getting him give me a hand. I was going to register my own company. My dad was coming to give me a hand because he was good at building. As a favour, he was out helping me, Jay, you know what I mean, learning me a few bits. And then, it wasn't for me, Jay. I'd done electrician apprenticeships when I was younger. I'd done everything, and I was like, this isn't what I want to do. Like, I got comfortable, Jay, making a few bob a few years ago. That was fucking dirty money, you know what I mean? And now I'm out there earning an honest living, running my own club in Finglas, getting 40 kids in there a week. I'm doing shows for lads, earning off that. I'm earning money off brands all over the internet and all, Jay. Like, and I feel, you know what? I feel like I'm proud of myself being able to do that. And sit at home now with my kids every single day. I don't have to work anymore. I'm registered up as self-employed sole trader and all, Jay. You know what I mean? And
brilliant.
Just when I started getting into boxing, I always had a good feeling about things, Jay. Like, I used to say, I used to not had a feeling my little brother was going to die, and I used to say it to everyone, and it did. And I said, I'll never steer me gut wrong. If my gut tells me something, I'm going to go with it. So when I said, since I was a kid, Jay, I used to say to people, I'm going to be a professional fighter. I didn't even train in a boxing club, or I didn't even fight, Jay, and I used to say this. And that's the first thing that came back. I said, after my little brother died, Jay, I realised how short life can be. And like I said, what's the point of me? Like, I'm going to be in my 30s in a few years. Why not just chase the dreams I always had in my head when I was that kid with the fucked up mind? But I said, I always had that one dream in my head, and I turned back to it. And like, it's had to working out very, very well for me, Jay, the last 2 years when I started off. And I put a lot of work in, Jay, over the last 2 years. And I started off on Ben Williams' show there in the UCC. And I lost my first ever fight against Mikey Rizzo. Like, Mikey Rizzo, fucking everyone knows him in Muay Thai and MMA and all.
You took it at late notice.
Yeah,
it was kind of, you jumped in.
A month and a half before, he couldn't get in a pound. And Mikey was a mate more. I said, I'll jump in. And everyone knows Mikey for a fight. And I thought, I look back and it was a good fight for me, first time ever in a ring, Jay. Do you know what I mean? Then after that, Paul Thielen said he wanted me back.
Some say you won that fight.
They do, Jay. Still want to watch it back now.
Some say you won two rounds to one.
A few say that to me, Jay. But look, it is what it is. I pushed on. I'm still winning in my eyes. Do you know what I mean? After that, Paul Thielen said he wanted me on all the shows. So I kind of using me head the way I can. I offered to pay to bring some fella over from America to fight me. So I paid these American lads to come over to get my name out there and involved with the ICB and all, Jay. I paid me way into that, do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Like, paid the lads to come over, use me head. None of these other lads were able to do this. Like, I said, right, I'll bring someone over with a big name, get me foot in the door in here. Then after that, I got a title fight. I won your man Brendan Kelly, which he had 11 pro fights, Jay. Yeah. He had 30 influencer fights. So he was around. He obviously didn't have a good pro career. He only recently fought in John Jones's dirty boxing and all. Like, he's a huge name in America. I beat him. Then after that, I couldn't get a fight.
Sadly,
Jay.
that's what happens.
Because it was in an influencer game. Paul Thielen and I said to me, you're not going to fight. You're different to all these, Jordan. And Jay, do you know what? I had chats with you and all in a while back, and my plans were to turn over. And I was like, I had a feeling, Jay, there was something big kind of, if I was just waiting out a whole year, Jay, with no fights. I said, I was supposed to have a fight in that Rampage Jackson and Rashad Evans card. And I was supposed to got over a nice few bob. The whole card fell apart. And I said, I still felt the calling for something big coming. And there only recently, obviously, I got in October, I got talking to one of the lads out of the BKFC. And we had a chat, and we were supposed to fight in the AR Arena, but got pushed back till 14th of March, same day as personal fight. But I got a multi-contract deal off them there two days ago, which I signed, and the lads said I can still box outside of it. So I have a good plans going forward. I think it's going to be a good year for me, a busy year as well. So,
but you just said something there, and this is again boxing. We only had this last week with Tommy McCormick where you become a professional footballer, you get paid.
Yeah.
You become a professional golfer, you get paid. Become a professional boxer, you pay.
Yeah.
And you had to pay to get your name out there. But again, a lot of boxers don't realise that.
Yeah.
And what you done was you paid, you got your name out there. Your name is out there. Okay, you haven't had 100 fights, but your name is out there because you pressed the right buttons. And now you've got your contract. Well, for me, to you, congratulations.
Thanks, Jay.
I had a feeling something was going on because after a conversation, I knew
it was, Jay, it was only
something.
2 or 3 weeks after me, and you were talking when the lads got in touch with me, and
brilliant.
We didn't sign any pen to paper. They were waiting to line something up, but then he just hit me with the AR Arena, which was fucking lit me eyes up, Jay. Do you know what I mean? That's bleeding massive arena in Birmingham, and I kind of said, right, I won't get and finalise until I know what the story is. But the lads kept in contact, and then obviously he lined the fights up, got me contract signed, but then they got the multi-fight contract deal there to me the other day, and I had a little chat back with them, obviously, to negotiate. Just that I was able to stay busy outside of there to keep the momentum going. Course, I had a year out last year. This year I kind of want to be, I don't want to be inactive, Jay, either, because my money, Jay, is coming from sponsorship deals, Jay. I made 20 grand in January off sponsors for this fight. So I have loads of support from sponsors, and I'm truly grateful for them being able to give me the freedom to train, eat the best food, have the best strength and condition coach and nutritionist, everything, Jay, paying for me camps, do you know what I mean, giving me the time to focus on my own career, my club, me promotion, like that, giving me time, all the freedom to do all these other things, Jay, do you know what I mean? So
look, and again, you've worked hard to get there, so you deserve it. Like, I mean, I always say to anyone that with every business, whether it be becoming a fighter or whether it be opening a coffee shop, you have to invest, and you've done that at the start, so now you're starting to see the rewards. So for me to you, congratulations, and I'm delighted, and we will follow your career anyway. All of JB Promotions will follow your career, and anything we can do to help you.
I've been at most of myself,
and we'll be there as much as we can with you as well on that one. So now you've done full 360 in, you probably say 10-15 years. Your life has gone from here right around to here. Tell us now about Jordan. Now you've got a second little baby, a newborn
there, Jay. She was born 2 days before my birthday there in Christmas. I was hoping she would have held off to have me the same day as me, but we had her call her after me. We named her Geordie after me because I don't think I'm going to get me boys. I had 5 little brothers, you know what I mean? So, and for me to be able to focus on my career, Jay, at the minute, like, I need to be able to have time as well to do this stuff, and having more than 2 kids will be hard. Like, with 2 it's manageable, do you know what I mean? But in a few years, if things go the way I have it all planned and set out, Jay, and everything I've wrote down over the last few months, if it goes with me goals with I'm 35, and then we can probably plan a child for the boy in a few years, you know what I mean? But
I gave up, I had 2 girls, and I gave up, so I'm not even trying, because if there's another girl I'd be swallowed.
Jay, then maybe brothers I have a girl, so I think we're all fucked.
Loosened up. So you just said 35 there. You're 30, nearly 30.
Nearly 30, Jay.
BKFC contract. Lovely family. Now till 35, what do you want to do in the middle of all that? Where do you see yourself when you if you were now 35 and you were looking back, what would you be seeing? If you had your way, what will you see?
Have me way, Jay. I'll be fairly comfortable. I know I definitely have most of the goals ticked out my box by the time I'm 35, because what I'm after doing the last 2 years, if I can give myself 6 years to do my goals I have written down, I can achieve more than I have written down, Jay, because in these last 2 years, I've set me little goals and I've done them, but like in the next few years, my goals they're already laid out there for me with the way things are going for me. Do you know what I mean? So if I just keep pushing and don't like sit back and relax and just keep pushing, like I think I can get it all set up. And you know what, Jay? Probably in a few years, if things go the way I want, I'll probably move off somewhere nice, hopefully, and fucking relax and just give me family a good little life and try to be there with my kids, because like, Jay, life is short. You know what I mean? After my brother died, I realised how short it can be, and so now, like, I just want to give my kids the best childhood they can have and the best adulthood when they're growing up, and make sure that they haven't got things to worry about and stress over. And
that should be every father's dream, to be able to deliver to the kids what maybe they didn't have growing up, and be able to deliver that and make sure they get through life happy. That's what we all want. Is it the boxing, obviously, with the BKFC is the number one at the minute, and the promotional game is the promotional. Are you still going to be busy on that?
The promotion. I started off. You know what? I started off in August just to run a show, because I own the Box Fit in Finglas, and we have so many lads in there, and because we went on to Jamie Garrity out of the ABA, and he reached out to me asking, did we want to affiliate, And cause like we had this as a box fit, and like I kind of had my career. I didn't really want to be going to shows, bringing lads to shows. So I set up what we call our shows for my lads out of the hall to be able to actually get a fight camp in and be able to experience the time in the ring. And the first one didn't work so well because mayhem happened that day. And then after that, I said, "Fuck, I'll run another one." So I ran another one and went very, very well. And then all the contacts so I got your influence and all from overseas all contacted me and I said, I think I can do something really good with this. So I'm at the running 4 of them already, Jay. 5 planned for this year. We've a big one planned, the basketball arena and talent and all for this year. We haven't announced that yet. We'll announce it later in the year because it's not too late in the year, but it's all planned to be 5. We run them in Ashbourne. That's our little venue for the undermall. Do you know what I mean? They're very nice to us up there and they like having us up and like it's a nice little area and it's good to keep our lads out of the hall busy. And we also have a lot of kids up there, Jay. We're going to be doing the kids shows and all up there, but I'm after getting so me and my partner, I said, look, if it goes well in the next year, I said, like, we'll have that as a limited company, but now, like, 2 of us are sole traders, we're just doing our own thing with, do you know what I mean? But, like, if it keeps going busy, Jay, there's great money in it when you're doing it right, but, like, with that and the boxing, like, they're my goals now for at the minute, and then I have me hall, like, we have 40 kids in there, night, Jay, we're doing well out of that alone, do you know what I mean? Like, we're in a nice wage out there every week. We only do 3 hours a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
And you're keeping kids off the street and you're showing,
that's it, Jay, you know?
Getting them discipline and giving them structure. Half of them
kids' mas and dads would have knew me from growing up around the area, Jay, and they're sending their kids down to me and they're past me, they pull me, telling me their kids are being bowled or active bollocks. They ask me to have words with them and I do. I pull them all aside one by one, I'd have to chat with them, but all the kids love coming down. I go over there for a hobby, Jay. I never even mind the money I get out. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, that's my little hobby. And I'm doing it. I always said when I started up, it's going to be for the kids, and that was my priority. Do you know what I mean? Was to keep the kids off the street, because I know how easy it is to fall into shit, Jay, growing up around 100%. The areas and trying to go around pleasing people or fitting in the wrong people or getting bleeding, like, pressured into doing things, Jay. A lot of kids are gullible. Like, I was gullible, do you know what I mean? So
when you're on the street looking for things to do,
getting into a boxing club, Jay, gives them that bit of fucking, like,
discipline.
Bit discipline.
It does, because when you're on the street,
100%.
You're out in the street and you've nothing to do, you'll find something to do.
100%.
And that 9 times out of 10 doesn't be the right thing.
Definitely.
You know, and it could be simple things like smashing windows, or it could be doing this or doing that. But it also could be what you said earlier on when you were 16, 17, and to give them an outlet place to go, that they know they're there 2-3 nights a week, and they know they have to do that a couple of hours in the evenings. That keeps them off. Keeps them away from that. So on that side, it does. It's like sports and, you know, communities is massive. It's vitally important. You know, so that's a great thing that you're doing there as well. So I wish you all the best.
So that's always only up in Nice there this morning sparring, and like I finished up there at 11 and went straight back to Finglas then to train them at 12. You know what I mean, Jay? And like, I'll always, like, no matter what, I make sure I get in there to get them kids trained. And if I'm not there, or if I'm running late, my brother flies down and jumps in with them for me. Do you know what I mean? And they're always took in though. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not long out. Like it's in a council hall we were in, Jay. Like they were asking me to jump onto it and join the committee and all, because they wanted me there for good. Do you know what I mean? So. Other people can see as well, Jay, what I'm doing as well, and like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, things are going good, Jay.
Things are good.
Life is good, yeah.
And
life is good.
Bare Knuckle debut, March 14th.
4 weeks.
Newcastle,
Jay.
You know all about the opponent?
I know he was an unlicensed boxer, Jay. He had 30 fights, but he had one bare knuckle fight. He's won an hour bare knuckle, but he didn't fight for the BKFC. It was like that hybrid boxing. Now he's look, he's experienced in the ring. He's a lot older than me, Jay, but like I think I'm more hungrier and fresher than these lads coming in. Do you know what I mean? I think I have a bigger purpose in life. Do you know what I mean? I have my brother guiding me as well. Do you know what I mean?
100%. So, the goal in BKFC, become champion.
Jay, I had done a podcast. Like, I've seen lads in there for 4 fights. I'm not signing a 4-fight deal. I think by the time I get to my 4th fight, if it's something that I want after this 1st fight, Jay, I'll see how the body holds up. I'll see if I'm interested in it. Now, don't get me wrong, Jay. I was talking to you a while ago. You said if I was doing with you, you'd want to slow me down. That I'd like come to fight. You know what I mean? But like I'm looking forward to it. But then again, like I'm nervous for it. Obviously, I'm nervous, but obviously I don't want to get the face fucked up for the rest of my years, Jay. You know, so I'll see how the body holds up. But Artie's in my corner. Like, you watch your man. He doesn't think that I'm gonna get bothered. Like, he thinks there's a lot of things that we can do on him, but. Like, Jay, there's not many Irish lads on. If we get in here, take this win, I'm fucking blow up, Jay. Do you know what I mean? They're coming here in the summer. Don't know where yet, but obviously they're going to need an Irish lad up there high in the card to sell tickets.
Well, that's like it's owned by Conor.
Yeah,
Conor
100%.
McGregor. He's Irish. Very proud of his Irish roots.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'd love to build a BKFC
Definitely.
scene here.
Yeah.
And when every promotional outfit comes to a country, they have to have their face of the sport.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, you are the only one in the BKFC that's Irish. So I'm sure a good performance on March 14th, it's going to put eyes on you.
100%.
And then
yeah.
if they're going to bring the brand back here,
Easy,
it's definitely, like this could blow up, because I do believe BKFC will blow up a bit. I don't think it has properly yet. It is getting bigger and bigger, especially with Conor's influence on it. But I do believe that it's waiting for that moment. Like UFC was obviously big, but Conor blew that into a different planet.
Pay-per-views and all they were down there the other day, Jay, and they had a show in Philly. The numbers they were doing and everything, like there's just even Jay getting an appearance on the Zone. It's gonna bring me brand right up there 100%. Also. Do you know what I mean? Like my goal was Misfits from the start, Jay, but you know what, they were dangling the carrot with me while they were set, like just chanting back and forth, like let me know that there could be an opportunity coming, and like how long can you wait around for that, Jay? Sometimes you just have to make a move.
Could be as don't pay the bills.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You know, one thing all I'll say is about how I did say to you about, you know, we build you slowly and get you experience and things like that. You know what's in front of you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arias, to be fair, would be a protective coach, which is good as well, especially in BKFC, because again, you have two daughters. You don't want to be walking around with a head like a 50 pence piece. You know what I mean? So you know you need to make sure that you are being protected and making sure, because you're a fighter, and a fighter can't make the decision, because a fighter wants to fight and a fighter will always want to fight, no matter what. I'll fight him. Whereas you need to have that protection there that someone says, nah, you're not.
Yeah, and he wouldn't steer me. Like, he has pulled me from other things that could have happened, Jay. And when I sent it to him, he was like, right, I don't want to take this guy. I sent him his record and all, and he was like, yeah. And then he watched him, and then yesterday he was like, yeah, we sleep this fella and all. Like, he's watches him, and he wouldn't, like, I haven't lost a fight, Jay, since I'm since I'm training him. I'm lost my first fight, like I'm 4-1, do you know what I mean? So I haven't lost a fight since I joined, but I'm on a 4 wins, do you know what I mean? So
that's what you need to be happy, and you need to have trust in your coach. If you're not happy training with your coach, you leave him. And if you don't trust your coach, you get out of there quick. So if you have both of them in your coach, and you're confident, he's a good coach. He knows me past, he knows what I went through. He always checks in and all. He's good skin. He's a good skin. That's the most important thing. Do you want to give the people watching a shout out for who they can reach out to for tickets for your event? Because I'm sure there could be people. Yeah,
I have if you go onto the page that in my bio on my page, the BKFC is there. There's links in my bio for everything. For my own promotion for the BKFC now, the tickets are limited for that. I'm kind of done with tickets for that now. I'm about to sell it, do my part. But I said if anyone wants to come, there is a ticket link on the BKFC Euro page where you can come and support them. Now there's another huge Irish card on that day, and I wish all the boys all the best on that day, because it's an absolutely huge card to bring, Jay. And I'll be fighting myself that day, but like I'm still rooting for all the Irish lads as well as that day, Jay, you know what I mean?
Of course, 100%. Well, Jordan, it was a pleasure to have you. A great chat, and we wish you the best moving forward. I hope everyone watching will follow your careers now and give you a plug on social media. Thanks, and keep up to date when you're fighting, and tune in and watch them. Jordan Burnett.
Thank you.